Kyia, my real life according to me. Okay, so I just watched the last episode and I apologize. It was very redundant, but it was like I was in that moment and really just reminiscing and I guess more so in the moment. And there was a lot of little things that happened, and I was trying to decide how much detail to go into. But anyway, I apologize last episode. We're going to pick it up this one. I don't apologize, but that's what it was. So, we're on episode 9, and okay, we're living in the townhouse still. I'm working at Long Beach Community. I don't know why the lighting is like that. I'm working at Long Beach Community Hospital still. The thing happened with the girl, okay, whatever. And then Cassius is still working there. I'm no longer going to the church. Luther still lives next door, and people downstairs don't live there, and we still have the same managers. Okay. So, back and forth to work, like I'm saying, I'm seeing Cassius. We cool, we still cool. He's no longer, with Dorothy. Actually, they're divorced now. I want to say, yeah, they're divorced by this time. And me and him catch up at work, talking whenever we see each other. And we're friends, we're cool. So it comes to a point, I'm not sure how much I brought this up before, but he starts seeing this Filipino girl from work. She worked in, I think at the time she was was she a pharmacy tech or, anyways, whatever, this Filipino girl. And I think, what did I say, her name was Pat. We're going to say her name is Pat. I can't think of her name. So he started dating her, and she knew we were friends. And so she started like talking to me more, and I knew of her. And yeah, he shared with me that they were dating, but I guess she wasn't sure what he told me or not told me. But now she know we're friends, so she trying to make me her friend. Okay, whatever. And I really think she's trying to figure out how close are me and Cassius, and we're just friends. So every chance she gets, she's talking with me about him and different things, and it's almost to the point to where I don't want to know, but I'm nosy and I'm listening. I'm like, okay, but also I think she's trying to make it clear he's in love with her. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so at this point, believe it or not. Believe this. I don't know why the light keep changing like that. But believe it or not, let me turn. Let's see, that might make it better, I think. Anyway, okay. Believe it or not, he cashes start renting an apartment where we live. So it's like a big kind of complex, not, and he's just right on the other side, literally go down the stairs like a walk over to his apartment. Him and he had a roommate. So they moved in the apartment there. He's still seeing the Filipino girl. I'm not going to the church anymore. His wife, we're not really talking. She's really into the church, and she's a little, mm, I don't know, whatever. So we're not really friends. We're not friends in that sense. So Cassius is living there. Okay. So as time goes on, remember a couple episodes back, I said Kenny is not acting like himself, but he's going to work, providing. Okay, okay. So, he is getting off work, but he's not coming home right away. And then things, it just doesn't seem right. And now I have questions. What's going on? What are you doing? And he's like, nothing. And then it got to a point where he stayed out all night. He ain't never did this before. I mean, all night. And we didn't have cell phones there, and we have beepers, I'm sure. And I'm paging him, I guess, or whatever. And I'm not hearing from him, and I'm quite worried. So that morning he finally shows up, and he just looks weird. His mouth look all weird. He looks pathetic. I'm like, where have you been? What are you doing? What happened? He's like, oh, we need to talk. Now, y'all remember the last time we had to talk, right? We needed to talk, but come to find out, he had something to say. We didn't need to talk. He needed to talk. We need to talk. His mouth is, he looked pathetic. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking, I'm like, what's wrong? He said, well, I need some money, for one. He said, I owe these guys some money. You owe some guys some money? Who? What? Yeah, and you got to come with me. Why I got to go? Who you owe? What? And he's like, we need to go pay him. And I said, wait. Huh? What are you talking about? He said, well, I was hanging out last night and drinking or whatever, but he ain't a drinker and he ain't even drunk right now. And, huh? And he's like, well, as we go, he's like, I really got to go do this now. Let's go. And he was making me a little nervous. So stop, Layla. So, okay, come on, let's go. So we get in the car, and I said, but on the way there, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, I've tried something, or I've been introduced to something like that, he said. And I go, what? I said, what? What are you? And then my mind went to Primos, and I'm like, no, you been what? He said, last night I did crack. Huh? Last night? What? And I said, huh? He's like, yeah. And I said, wait. And then all I knew about crack was like on the pipe, you're a crackhead. You know, whatever. And then the only other thing I knew about it is they said once you try it, once you do it once, you're hooked. I'm like, what? And I was like, was that your first time? He's like, no, kind of been dabbling here and there. And then last night I just got caught up in it. You got caught up in it? What? And he's like, yeah, that's, I have to go, I owe this money and I got to go pay these dues, this money. And, for what I owe them, they let me. I was like, what? So we end up getting a couple of $100, and then I was driving, I believe, and we go over there and he takes money, go in. This fool ain't came back out. Wait, huh? What? No one come to the door. They looking out the window, and by this time, I guess I'm making too much noise, and he finally comes. I said, what you doing? I've been out here all this time. He said, go on, go home. Go on and go home. Wait, what? He's like, you don't want to be here. You don't need to be here. And I started cussing him out. Then it was like, it was getting weird or whatever. And I can hear the guy next telling, she got to go, man. You got to tell her to go. So I left. So I want to say the next day, he came back home. And I'm like, wait. So now I can't go to work. I'm like worried. I think I called off work and I'm like, what's going on? And now I haven't, it's the next day. After that day, he did spend the night out. So he comes back and he looking even worse. I'm like, ugh, what the hell did happen to you? And he's like, I just gotta go take a shower and whatever. And he stunk and you remember Stinky Girl, right? He don't stink that bad, but it's a familiar stinky smell. Mm. So he goes take a shower, and then he comes back, and I'm sitting there, and I'm pacing. I don't know. I didn't have nothing to drink or nothing. So he gets out the shower, and he lays on the bed, and I'm looking. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, man, I'm done with that shit. He said, you ain't gonna believe it. And he's like, I'm done. He's like, 2 days. He said, I've been up 2 days. And he's talking to me. His eyes are all big and he looking pathetic. And he's like, you just wouldn't believe it. I said, try me. Tell me. But he really can. And then he's like, I just need some rest or whatever. So he go to sleep and whatever. And then time goes on and then my heart is like beating just thinking about it, and then it was this fast. So let's just say he slept, and then the next day he goes to work, then he comes home, and then say that night he goes out, he said, I'll be back, go get some bread or go get some cigarettes or whatever. But this day, then I have something to drink. This is probably like the third day after the first time I hear about crack. And then I'm listening to my Mary J. Blige. He ain't gonna worry me. And hell nah. And long you keep paying. And me and Mary, boy, we got our So he going to get cigarettes and bread or whatever. Don't see him. Okay. It's third night. Okay. So at this point, I'm gonna bring in an old girl. Remember last I kept saying, well, I don't want to bring her in yet. I want to bring her in. So Cassius is living in the same apartment with his roommate. So old girl who I'm gonna bring in now, her name is Patricia, and we call her Patricia. She's a black girl, and she also works at Long Beach Community Girl. We all just and she did work in Central Supply. Cash's wife or girlfriend Pat, we still gonna keep her name Pat because I already labeled that name. She works in a pharmacy tech, I believe, or something like that. And Patricia worked in Central Supply, and I'm bringing her in now. So she lives there too as well. And we're friends, but we're not like best friends, but we're friends. So, and she likes to drink a little bit and stuff. So she ended up coming over that third day, and I said, girl, and I didn't tell her about crack, but I'm hitting around to a girl. He out there doing something, and I don't know. And she having a drink with me, and I ain't told her everything. But as we drinking, so now I didn't told her. I said, "Girl, I know where the place is. We gotta go over there." And she pumping me up, right? And she's like, "Yeah, let's go find him right now." Him, meaning my husband. Okay, yeah, let's go find him. I know where it is. And so we drive over there. Knock, 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 knock. And she's with me. And they opened the door. And I said, can you tell Kenny to come here? Kenny wouldn't come out. So I said, either he gonna come out or I'm coming in. So by this time, ETO H level, we ain't way up there, but we feeling good. Okay. So he wasn't coming out. So I just walked in. Me and Patricia walked in, and I said, "What's up? What's going on? And you need to stop doing this." And whoop de whoop de whoop. And then he go, "You should try it." What? I said, "I will not. I said, "Hell to the no. You ain't getting me hooked and strung out like hell no." And then Patricia's looking at me, and Patricia really ain't a drinker. She buzzing, and she's like, "Kyia, maybe we should." I'm like, "Heck, girl, let's go." Crazy, cray, and cray. So, however, then we left. So I was like, girl. So went back to my apartment, and we continue on drinking. And of course, he didn't come home that night. And then, let's say she went home, and let's say the very next night. So he ended up, I have the car the whole time. He doesn't, he's not driving the car at this time. So this is the very next night. So he comes home. He's not looking as pathetic, but he's looking pathetic. But in the midst of this too, he ain't missing one day of work. He ain't missing one day of work. He going to work, but he going to get crack right after. So this is what we say the fourth night, the fifth night in after I didn't found out. Layla, do you need to go potty? And I'm sorry. Here, come on, go potty. Go, go, come on. Okay, then stop it. Okay, sorry. I can't be having no accidents in here. Okay, I already got to smell her little farts. Okay, so let's say we're the fifth night in. So he shows up, and I'm not even sure how he got there at this time. At this point, Patricia's at her apartment. Okay, and he's like, I just wanted to come home. I said, okay, good. I'm glad you're home. He's like, but no, I wanted to come home, and my friend is in the car. Your friend? Who? And it was a Mexican guy. Let's say his name was Juan. I'm not sure of his name, but Juan. He said, my friend is in the car and we wanna hang out here. I said, hang out here on what? He's like, well, we don't want to go over to the spot. We just want to hang out here. And I'd rather be home than being in the street. Wouldn't you be more comfortable with me being home anyway than being out in the street? And you know where I'm at. And there's less chance of something happening. Oh, Juan was a mechanic. He was a mechanic at RTA. That's how they met. That's how they knew each other. And Juan, from my understanding, what Kenny said, introduced him to crack, but we had already done primos in the past, but it wasn't my thing at all, and it really wasn't Kenny as far as I knew. So he said, my friend is in the car, and wouldn't you be more comfortable? And you don't have to worry about us being us. Y'all are us now, and you gotta worry about us being in the street and okay, okay. Which I did feel like, well, at least I know he's safe. At least I know he's home and he's here. So we're in the townhouse. So he goes down and get Juan. Juan, Mexican guy, looked like a mechanic type guy. And I'm sitting on the couch. And so in the townhouse, then the dining area is right there. Then the kitchen is right there. So I'm sitting there. So they at the dining table. So they start bringing out their stuff. And I'm looking. I'm looking. And then they bring out the pipe thing, and they bring out the little crack white cocaine looking thing, and then they get the lighter or whatever, and then they got a not a sponge, this gold, like old school brittle plant or that gold stuff, and it's yeah, and they got that. I'm looking. Crack cocaine 101. So as they get everything ready, and then Juan takes a hit, and I hear the crackle, 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 the crackling. I'm like, I wonder, is that why they call it crack, or do they call it crack because it looks like, I don't know. But you hear the crackling when they hit off of it, and I'm looking like an amazement. And then you see a little bit of the white smoke, and then I'm looking, and then he hands it to Kenny. So I look over at Kenny. Ain't no music on, ain't no TV on, ain't nothing on. They sitting at the table and I'm on the couch and I'm looking at them. So before Kenny would take a hit off of it, he looked at me and he said, you can't stay in here with us unless you do it as well, or you have to go. You can't, I guess you can't just stay there and watch. You can't watch while they smoking crack if you ain't doing crack. And I was like, huh? He's like, well, yeah. He said, either you do it with us or you have to go. I was like, so you want me to get hooked on it too, like you are? And I said, all they said, once you take one hit, you're stuck, you're hooked. And I'm saying this, and I'm like, fix me a little drink, and I went upstairs. So I hear the crackling and the noise, and I'm like, wow. So then I come back downstairs. I said, okay, I'll try it. I said, yep, I'm gonna try it. For my man. Curiosity got the best of me. I sure did. So I come back downstairs. I don't know how long it was later. I wasn't counting time. Kenny, he said, for real? I said, yeah. I said, I want to try it. I said, let's go. So they did all the mechanic, the chemistry stuff, put it all together, gave it to me. I said, I can't. I said, I can't. And then I sat there I said, I can't. And then they went around one more time. And then it was my turn. You got to do it or you got to go. I said, okay, okay, okay. So they lit it. And I hear the crackling. And then I inhale. Well, the smoke went in my mouth. And then I blew it out. And then I tasted it kind of like in my mouth. And then he said, okay, hit it again. And then he lit it again. And I hit it and I sat there. And I promise you the whole time. And then so it goes back to one now. I guess it's puff, puff, give up in this bitch. And I'm sitting there. And I'm thinking, I said, okay, am I hooked? Okay, am I addicted to it now? And I'm still waiting. I don't feel anything. And I'm waiting. And all I hear is the crackling noise. And then I'm sitting there and I'm nervous. And then goes back to Kenny. And then they're not even talking. And I'm like, am I hooked? And then it comes back to me again. And then he lights it. Okay, I don't feel anything yet, so let me really try to inhale maybe, but I'm scared. But okay, if I'm gonna do this, I want to get the effect of it, right? And then so he lights it again, and I inhale a little bit, then I feel it, I taste it in my mouth, but I feel it kind of here, and then I blow it out, and then one more again, and then pass it, and then I'm sitting, I'm like, am I hooked now? I wonder. And then I feel a little something. And then now it's like I hear that noise. And then it's like, okay, wait, let me try it again. Okay, okay, I want to hit it again. And then it came back again. And it's a whole process to set it up, to go back and forth. And you let it cool off and go back. And then I hit it. And then, okay, I taste it again and I feel it here. And then, okay, I feel a little whoosh, maybe like a ugh. And then you got to pass it back, and then you hear the crackling noise, and then you just sit there and you look and you wait for it to come back. That's it. So this went on with me maybe, let's say, 4 rotations to me. Okay, inhale, taste it in my mouth, feel a little, and then pass it back to one. I said, that's it? I said, is that it? And Kenny, he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, so what now? Because I'm not high. I'm I like that little crackly sound. When it gets to you, you patient, not patiently, you anxiously wait for it to come back to you, and then you hit it, crackle, crackle, taste, case, ooh, bye, huh? And I said, is that it? They go, yeah, and I don't even know if they feel anything because all they're doing is waiting for it to come back. I said, okay, well, thank you. I got up and went upstairs. I didn't feel high. I just liked that noise and then waited for it to come back to me. So that was my first episode with crack. Not the last, but my first. Okay, so that happened. We're at 23 minutes. Okay. So that was that night. Okay. Then they were up all night. Yeah, they were. I was upstairs watching TV, doing whatever. So then the next day, let's say they had to go to work. I'm not sure. Let's say Pat came over. It might have been a couple of days, actually. I don't think it was the next day. Let's say next week, the following week. Pat was over. Kenny came home from work. She's just there chilling. I think we're drinking, of course. I don't think we're drinking, and she's just kind of chilling. And then he's heading out, and I don't care. I don't that ain't bye. So he headed out, and going. And I know what you're going to do, but I'm bye. So remember, Patricia's over. Patricia say, "Where he going? Like it's her man." I was like, "Oh, he gonna probably hang out with Juan or something." I said, "Girl, I don't know." And I jokingly, half-heartedly shared with Patricia that I had tried crack. And I said, girl, that shit ain't nothing, or whatever. And she was like, really? You tried it? And I was like, yeah, girl, it wasn't. I said, they probably, and I said, that's where he went. He's hanging out with Juan or whatever. And then, so now we're drinking as the night goes on, our levels getting back up there. She said, we should go over there, where Kenny is. Or, yeah, I think she said, where Kenny is. I said, why? She said, let's just go hang out where he is. Why? And I'm like, yeah, why not? So we go back over to that same place. Knock, 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 knock. Oh boy, he just opened up the door now. He didn't see my face. It's like my third time there or whatever. And so I go and Kenny's in there and I'm drinking, or I have been drinking, probably have my drink with me, or there's alcohol there. I don't know. Anyway, so Patricia's there. She getting a little loose this time. And so Kenny, he in the kitchen is crackling. And there's a bunch of guys there. Then me, Patricia, and I think there was maybe one or two, maybe other girls there. I'm not sure, but a lot of guys. Not a, yeah, a lot, enough, too many. So they're passing around pipes and all this stuff. It's a whole community. So now I'm good. Mm-mm. Patricia, I didn't realize this, is in the kitchen with Kenny and the other boys or whatever. The crackling in the kitchen. And I'm just sitting there and I'm being silly, being me, and I got my buzz on, I got my drink. I don't know what they get out of that. So next thing I hear, Kyia, and I jump and I go in the kitchen. He's like, what's wrong with your girl? Kitchen. Patricia like, get it, get it off of me, Kyia. I said, get what off of you? I said, what's wrong? She said, get it off of me. It's on me. I said, what happened to her? What's going on? What's wrong? And she said, just get it. You don't see it? She said, get it off. Old girl then took some hits off the crack pipe and think bugs are on her. Kid you not, in the kitchen. Kyia, get them off of me. Get them off of me. Please get them off of me. So at this time, they're in the kitchen. She's freaking out. They want this commotion gone on. You messing up their buzz. And she tripping out. So I said, girl, let's go, let's go. And Kenny end up coming with us. And so we get me, I'm driving, Kenny and Patricia. No, Kenny's driving actually. I'm drinking. Yeah. Kenny was driving. And Patricia's in the back. And now her little bug attack is kind of coming down. And I'm like, girl, you okay? She's like, yeah, you didn't. I said, girl, no. And I said, you smoked some of that crack and you thought bugs were on. She said, for real? I said, yeah. And she said, I thought it was bugs. And said, okay, whatever. Kenny, Mr. Orchestrator, who's the conductor? Mr. Conductor, I see this now looking back. So he driving, so Patricia coming back around to her mind. He's like, y'all ain't got no money. I'm like, I ain't got no money. I already know what he's talking about. I ain't got no money. You ain't getting, I got some money, but you ain't getting none of my money. Patricia's like, yeah, I got some money. I'm just like, really thinking like, okay, yeah, I got some money. He's like, yeah, let's go to the bank. She's like, yeah, anything he want. Okay. I was like, girl, you know what he want to do. And she's like, nah, that's cool, yeah. So she gives him her ATM card, tell him the pin. I said, I ain't in that shit. I said, girl, I said, you give him, I said, you better change your pin. That's on you. I said, I ain't in it. I ain't in this. I'm not in it. I said it quite clearly. And I'm tripping like, what's up with her? But okay, I know how to be a people watcher. We at 29 minutes. We're going to stop it right there. I'm going to come right back. My real life, according to me, just Kyia. Come on back now. We in the thickens of it. Can't wait.